there has been an important change in the way boundaries are created in PowerMILL 2011. For the first time, we are now able to create a boundary that extends outside of the block limits. So let's take a look at that in this example part. Here I have the part on the screen with the block displayed. Now I want to create a selected surface boundary, and I'm going to select the surfaces that I want to use for the boundary creation. So if I zoom in here, we're machining the top face of this part plus the fillet that runs around the edge. So if I go to the settings of this batched selected surface boundary, you can see that there is a new block option on the boundary. Now previously in PowerMILL 2010 I would have produced a boundary that looked like the one we see on the screen. So the boundary has been trimmed to the block edge, and there was no way to get around that apart from artificially extend our block to encompass the complete boundary. But in 2011 we can simply allow the tool center to go outside of the block, and if we reapply the calculation, you can see now we get the complete exact boundary that we require, and the boundary extends outside of the block. So let's accept that, and we'll go ahead and calculate our toolpath inside of that boundary now. So we're creating a 3D offset toolpath which I have batched already. The boundary is pre-selected. Now again we have the same options for limiting the toolpath relative to the block. So if we trim the toolpath to the edge of the block and we calculate, you can see there, as we selected, the toolpath is now trimmed to the block edge, and likewise, the same as the boundary creation, we can allow the tool to go outside of the block and recalculate. And that gives us exactly the result we're after. So now the block calculation and the toolpath calculation are now consistent for all toolpaths relative to the block.